Hello everyone, today we have new video review, and as you can see this time we are going to talk about fresh release from Arma Hobby. And this is a completely new kit, I would say new tooled plastic. As you can see, it copies PZL P.11c and it comes in a 1/48 scale, which is quite unusual sizing choice for this brand. As you remember, they were usually specializing for 1/72 scale kits, and now we get a bigger model, so that's why it was interesting to see what is actually included inside and why this model might be interesting for all fans of aviation. By the way, kit number also hints that it's a first one. As you can see, it's a 40001. It's an expert set, so we get also various bonuses inside, and note that it is 2 stars kit, so it's not that difficult. I would say the difficulty is on the average level. So here you can see a comparison with my hand size. Box art is quite nice, and I would be happy to have such a picture as a poster on my wall. I wonder if they plan to sell such stuff. Next, on this side here, you can see some information on what to expect inside. So you can see that we will have here plastic parts, decals for 4 marking options, and there are also PE parts and masks. On the opposite side, obviously, we will find some safety advices, address of the manufacturer. Of course, it is made in Poland. And here, by the way, you can see that it is not a toy. Here on the rear side, you will find several marking options. So there are 4 of them. And I have to say that choice is quite interesting because we even have some Romanian aircraft here, and it will be interesting to check the marking guide, which is usually supplied in the assembly manual. So let's open it. It's a side opening box, and I wonder why it's opening so tight here. So let's try this side. Okay, so it's quite unusual structure. As you can see, we have this cardboard box inside. Well, I would say it's cardboard tray, and actually provides the sturdiness necessary in order to preserve the parts intact. Quite an interesting design, I would say. I don't remember seeing such packaging before. So all parts are packed into one plastic bag, and yeah, all parts actually fit on one plastic sprue. So let's open it and check what is actually supplied here. It's a resealable plastic bag, so that's why it is easy to open. And in the meantime, I would like to remind you also that you can support us with a small donation. Some of you already did it, and I really appreciate it because it helped us to get some new photo and video equipment, and also to get some interesting kits to be reviewed in these video reviews. So if you would like to do this, just go to our website and click on the support DSP button, or you can also subscribe via YouTube. There are different, I would say, special benefits for such supporters, so definitely check it out. There are even free kits supplied for such supporters. So we are going to start with this gray plastic sprue. As you can see, I placed it on the table so we can zoom in a bit. And let's place it like this. Maybe I'll open the sensitivity a bit. So here we have all necessary parts, and in my opinion it's a bit unusual to see all the parts for 1/48 scale aircraft kit on one sprue. Nevertheless, we get what we see here. So we have 2 fuselage halves, we have tail fin molded together with the rudder as a separate part. We also have wing part here and top half here. And what else? Engine parts, cowling parts, various wing struts, landing gear wheels, and they are molded as a single piece parts. Here we have cockpit walls and pilot seat here, and that's a cockpit floor as far as I can understand, but we can zoom in even closer so that you can see all these parts in a bit more zoomed in view. So external features include recessed panel lines and rivets, as you can see, so everything looks really cool, and it's just a matter of careful painting and weathering. Nevertheless, I would rather, let's say a small caution, so do not be I would say overdoing the paint layer and primer layer, because all these features are quite fine. And by the way, here you can see the ribs on the wing, which is also quite cool thing. But all in all, we get a really impressive, I would say, molding quality, and all this comes out of the box. You don't have to get some extra resin or something else. And here on the opposite side, you can also see some interesting internal features. So we have a fully detailed fuselage inside, and of course it will be added with separate cockpit parts molded out of plastic. Note also this special tabs for the wings in order to get the proper rigidity. That's also quite a smart solution. And we can zoom out a bit. So now you can see the whole sprue from the opposite side. As I said, landing gear wheels here, they're molded as single piece parts. But of course it would be cool to get find some resin replacement. Of course I'm not asking for resin replacement in the box, but still it would be nice to get such thing. So now just give me a second to find where it was this small plastic bag. Okay, so here it is. I'm talking about this thing. As you can see here we have PE fret masks and clear parts. So I'm just going to open it and we will take a closer look together. And frankly speaking, it's really cool to see masks included here, because canopy is really tiny even in 1/48 scale. So I'm going to show it on my hand, and here you can see it, only one windscreen. And molding quality looks nice, but as I said, masks will be necessary in order to get this part in a proper paint finish. Then we have these pre-cut masks. They look quite nice, so they're ready to be used, and as far as I can see, they will be handy not only for the canopy but also for landing gear wheels. And one more thing is the unpainted PE fret. So here it is. Again, really handy thing, and especially considering the fact that it comes out of the box, you don't have to spend extra money. So all these parts will be used both inside and outside, so definitely a worthy upgrade in order to get even more impressive appearance in 1/48 scale. So I will flip over this sprue and search for decal sheet. Just give me a sec. And I can see that we have also errata note for the assembly manual. So there are different instructions on what you have to do here and there. It's empty on the opposite side. And as for the decal sheet, it comes from TechMod, so printing quality looks quite nice. We even have some decals here for instrument panel. I do not see decals for seat belts, but note how these metallic numbers are printed. They look really good. And if I zoom in, I hope camera will be able to focus. No, it is not. But I mean, you see the overall printing quality. There is nothing to complain about, so it's a decent thing to get out of the box. And here we can move on to the assembly manual. This one is printed in form of quite large brochure, I would say. Well, compared with what we are used to see in Arma Hobby kits in 1/72 scale, it is definitely large. So I'm going to zoom out a bit so that you can see whole manual. Maybe let's reduce the sensitivity so that it won't be that bright. And here on the first page you can see a short history note in 2 languages, so Polish and English. We also have a parts map here, also components which are included here, decals, paints chart here, and the science legend so that you can understand what you have to do here and there. Next we continue with assembly process. Obviously it starts with the cockpit, so first you work on the cockpit walls and then you proceed with the cockpit floor, which is joining together these walls. Then you install various PE parts, so seat belts are replicated with PE parts, that's why we do not have any decals included. And next, there are more PE parts applied here and there inside the cockpit. Even various handles are replicated with PE parts. As you can see, engine is also quite detailed. And then we proceed with the tail fairings, so it means the tail fin and tail wings, and also tail struts. Then we assemble the cowling and install it onto the engine. As you can see, there is no option to get it in the open version, I would say, but that would be really cool in 1/48 scale. Next we proceed with installation of rigging here on the landing gear. And of course we start working on the wing parts. So here you have just to join two parts together, you have to install these P panels on the bottom side, and also target side goes here. So a lot of tiny P parts to be installed here and there. Be ready for that, it will require some special tools and I would say careful installation. Next we proceed with the first marking option. There is also a bonus marking so that you can change the overall appearance. As you can see, number on the tail will change. Next we proceed with two more markings. So as far as you can see, this paint number, even this one on the cowling, it will be achieved by mixing the paint, so be ready for that. Here we go on with the camouflaged aircraft, and it is from September 1939, and one more Romanian aircraft from 1940 to 1943. So quite an interesting one. You can see that it was airplane after evacuation to Romania, used in Școala de Ofițeri de Aviație, if I'm reading it right. So, all in all, we get a quite interesting release from Arma Hobby in 1/48 scale. So, if you're a fan of such size, definitely check out this kit because it's something unusual. It's not just another German aircraft, if you know what I mean. And of course, I will be happy to hear your opinion about such release. Do not forget to write it here in the comment section below. If you like this video, press the like button, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and I will see you in the next video review as usual. Thank you for joining me today, and bye.